Jesus enters with the remaining 4, and after kissing Lazarus, he introduces John, Philip, and Bartholomew, and then dismisses them and remains alone with Lazarus. They go towards the house. This time, under the beautiful porch, there is a woman. She is Martha. She is swarthy and tall, although not quite so tall as her sister, who is fair-headed and rosy. But she is a beautiful young woman with a balanced and well-shaped plump body, a little dark head, a smooth brown forehead. Her eyes are kind, mild, dark, long-shaped and soft as velvet between her dark eyelashes. Her nose is slightly turned down, and her small lips are very red against her dark cheeks. She smiles, showing strong snow-white teeth. She is wearing a dark blue woolen dress with red and dark green galloons round the neck and at the end of her wide short sleeves, from which 2 other sleeves unfold, of very fine white linen, tied and pleated at the wrists by a little cord. Her very fine white blouse shows also at the top of her breast, round the lower part of her neck, where it is held tight by a cord. As a belt, she is wearing a scarf of blue, red and green, of a fine cloth, which is tied round the upper part of her hips and hangs down her left side in a tuft of fringes, a rich and chaste dress. I have a sister, Master. Here she is, Martha. She is good and pious. She is the consolation and the honour of the family, and the joy of poor Lazarus. Before, she was my first and only joy. Now she is the second, because you are the first. Martha prostrates herself on the floor and kisses the hem of Jesus' tunic. Peace to the good sister and to the chaste woman. Stand up. Martha rises to her feet and goes into the house with Jesus and Lazarus. She then asks to leave to attend to the house. She is my peace, whispers Lazarus, and he looks at Jesus. An inquisitive look, but Jesus pretends he does not see it. Lazarus asks, "And Jonah?" "He is dead." "Dead? Then I got him when he was dying," Jesus says. "But he died a free man and happy in my house at Nazareth, between me and my mother." Lazarus says, "Doris practically killed him for you before handing him over." "Yes, with fatigue and also with blows," says Jesus. "He is a devil and hates you," says Lazarus. "That hyena hates the whole world. Did he not tell you that he hates you?" "Yes, he did." "Distrust him, Jesus. He is capable of anything, Lord. What did Doris tell you? Did he not tell you to shun me? Did he not place poor Lazarus in a disgraceful light?" "I think that you know me well enough to understand that I judge for myself and according to justice, and that when I love without considering whether such love may procure me good or evil, according to the views of the world." "But that man is cruel," says Lazarus, "and he injures and hurts severely. He tormented me also some days ago. He came here and he told me, oh, I'm so vexed already. Why does he want to take you also away from me?" Jesus says, "I'm the solace of those who are tormented and the companion of those who are forlorn. I have come to you also for that." "Ah, then you know. Oh, shame on me." "No," says Jesus. "Why on you?" "I know." "So what? Shall I anathematize you who are suffering? I am mercy, peace, forgiveness, love for everybody, And what shall I be for those who are innocent? The sin for which you suffer is not yours. Shall I be pitiless towards you, if I feel pity also for her? Have you seen her? I have, says Jesus. Do not cry. But Lazarus, his head resting on his folded arms on a table, is weeping, sobbing painfully. Martha appears at the door and looks in. Jesus nods to her to be silent, and Martha goes away with big tears running silently down her cheeks. Lazarus calms down little by little and apologizes for his weakness. Jesus comforts him, and since his friend wishes to withdraw for a moment, he goes out into the garden and walks among the flower beds, where some purple roses are still in bloom. Martha joins him shortly afterwards. Master, has Lazarus spoken to you? Yes, Martha, he has. Lazarus cannot set his mind at rest since he's aware that you know and that you've seen her. How does he know? Says Jesus. First, that man who was with you and says he's your disciple, the young one, tall, swarthy, clean-shaven. Then Dorcas, the latter lashed you with his contempt. The former only said that you'd seen her on the lake with her lovers. Do not cry for that, says Jesus. Do you think that I'm unacquainted with your wound? I was aware of it since I was with the Father. Do not lose heart, Martha. Raise your heart and your head. Pray for her, Master, says Martha. I pray, but I cannot forgive completely, and perhaps the Eternal Father rejects my prayer. You are right, says Jesus. You must forgive to be forgiven and heard. I already pray for her, but give me your forgiveness and Lazarus's. You, a good sister, can speak and achieve even more than I can. His wound is too fresh and sore for my hand to touch it even lightly. You can do it. Give me your full, holy forgiveness, and I will forgive. We will not be able, says Martha. Our mother died of grief through her ill deeds, and they were still slight compared with the present ones. I see my mother's torture. It is always present to me, and I see what Lazarus is suffering. She is ill, Martha, and insane. Forgive her. She is possessed, Master. And what is diabolical possession but a disease of the spirit infected by Satan to the extent of degenerating into a spiritual diabolic being? How can certain perversions in human beings be explained otherwise, says Jesus? Perversions that make man much worse than beasts in ferocity, more lewd than monkeys in lust, and so on, and make a hybrid in which man, animal, and demon are mingled. That is the explanation of what amazes us as an inexplicable monstrosity in so many creatures. Do not weep. Forgive. I see, because my sight is sharper than the sight of the eye or of the heart. I see God. I see. I tell you, forgive, because she is ill. Cure her then. I will cure her. Have faith. I will make you happy. but forgive, and tell Lazarus to forgive. Forgive her, love her, be on familiar terms with her. Speak to her as if she were like you. Speak to her of me. Martha replies, how do you expect her to understand you, the Holy One? She may not seem to understand, but my name, even by itself, is salvation. Get her to think of me and to mention my name. Oh, Satan runs away when a heart thinks of my name. Smile, Martha, at this hope. Look at this rose. The rain of the past days had spoiled it. But look, the sun today has opened it, and it is even more beautiful because the drops of rain on the petals adorn it with diamonds. Your house will be like that. Tears and sorrow now, and later, joy and glory. Go, tell Lazarus, while I, in the peace of your garden, will pray to the Father for Mary and for you. It all ends thus.